I would not go on a date with Andrew Grenender. He's too tall. All right, here we go. Ready? I have no idea what we're talking about today, but we're going to start with bases. So here we go. Bases react with water to produce the hydroxide ion. Nailed it. We already knew that. You dang well better have known it. Now, yeah. Okay, so yeah, then it goes back and forth. So it's not like something we would just look at and think, oh, wow, there's a chemical reaction. But there are changes, so it is. We're used to bases looking like NaOH, but remember they can look like NH3 because bases react with water to produce hydroxide. NH3 grabs one of the two H's to become NH4, and it produces hydroxide. So it doesn't have to just straight supply the OH. It can also take it from water to produce it. Yeah.
So the sodium hydroxide is like both supply and create the hydroxide ion, because I think it like puts it like on H plus.
Yep, it does both. It produces hydroxide. Yep. And then OH minus, whoops, what happened there? The OH minus concentration increases, which forces there to be more water made in the equilibrium, which means the H plus concentration would come down. So that means there's now an imbalance or more OH comparatively. So yeah, that's both. Okay. Weak bases, the equilibrium expression is just this, HB, OH minus over B minus. That's weird, but it's where KB is the base dissociation constant. So we have whatever this was, then whatever, I don't know why I did that, whatever the other part of the base was, and then we have the anion on the bottom. Now, I don't want you, this is confusing to even me, and I teach the class. I want you to remember it is x squared over initial. That's what I want you to remember. All right. KB can be used to find OH and through it pH. So we've sort of done this, but whatever. So here are some classic weak bases. You'll notice none of them, well, I guess one does, has OH on it. But they're all kind of weird, and they give these KB values. No, like, yes, this is the probably, these are the strongest, weakest, or strongest weak bases, but they are still not strong ones. Like 0.1. The exponent, a -1 or a 2. Okay, so we'll go through how to do this. We've done it, it's similar. All right, so we're going to talk about this and then bring it all back together in a little bit. So wants to know the pH of a 1.5 molar solution of NH3. All right, so we end up with our x squared over our initial. Here is our initial. Our x squared of it gives you, it tells you the equilibrium expression is there, or the KB value is this number. So that'd be a given. So now we have x squared over, is it 0.15, right? Equals that answer. So you can see it written here. We had, I guess that's all grouped, but we had 0.15 on the bottom. So we multiply both sides by 0.15, and then we take the square root of it. Because this is all sort of confusing the way it's written. If I have 1.8, was it 1.8 or 1.85? 1.8 times 10 to the negative 5, and it's equal to my two parts, which are equal to each other. So we have my x squared over my initial concentration, which was 0.15. And I want to solve for x. To solve for x, you multiply both sides by 0.15. Does that part make sense? Yeah. And then we're left with, I'm going to erase all this. We're left with x squared equals this. So we take the square root of both sides. This looks wrong, but there was more space that way. Thank you. That's so convenient. Well, this one was not as convenient, but it'll be okay. All right. So we end up with what? Is that, can I get an amen on that? Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Okay, we got multiple disagreements here, so we'll go to what Davidson says.
That's what I got.
Whoa, whoa, what did I just do there? 0.0016431677. Okay, so I'm going to say that is equal to 1.64 times 10 to the negative third. We okay with that? But what is that answer? That's the concentration of your OH. I don't know why I'm on drugs today or something. Hey, that's what that looks much better now. That's that. But what does it want to know? What does the problem actually ask for? The pH. So take the negative log of this. There you go. Very good. Negative log of the answer. Okay. 2.784. That's a good sign. That's the POH. But is it the, because I want it to be basic. So a small POH means we're going to have a high pH. So I learned yesterday that pH plus POH, that's terrible, equals 14. So X plus 2.784 equals 14. So we end up with 11 point. Good enough?
Yes, sir. And that is what is that? pH?
This is the pH of the solution of a weak base of whatever it was called. I don't know. I don't honestly have any idea how they got and figured that out. It was through experimentation, but I don't know how they would have figured that out. It is pretty crazy. Okay. Do you want to try another one of those? They're a little bit different. It's pretty similar to what we did, but you're solving for POH, so the extra step is to subtract. Okay, I don't know what the next slide will say, so maybe, let's see. Let's come back to this one in a second. We'll do another one first before we do this. So I want to know the pH of a solution that has a KB of 2.68 times 10 to the negative 6. I made that up, so the answer might not be super clean, but it's okay. And an initial concentration of 0.38 molar. So find me the pH of that solution, if you would please. Reese, are you going to compete today?
No,
Gosh,
I wasn't signed up for anything.
how am I ever going to know how good you are?
Huh?
How are we ever going to know if you're good or not?
Well, yesterday they said I'm pretty decent at biscuits. So
Well, come try it today.
I would suck, but I'll go watch.
Did you say you really suck?
No, I said I'm decent at it.
Oh, it didn't bring stuff. Thank you. Are you going to do something? Are you still torn? What? Is it actually a base?
Like within like, what?
Is the pH a base? What was your answer for pH?
It was 8.
Okay, good enough.
Have you ever chewed out one of your own burgers?
Yeah,
You have? Like if you got up in your faces and like, what are you doing?
not like aggressively, but yeah. Not because they suck usually, by the way, it's because they're buttholes.
Or just like, when you see that they don't have any motivation.
No, it's like behavior. Like a kid, I had an adult come to me once and he said, hey, and he said, he described the kid. He was a certain race. He said, this kid's peeing in the sinks in the bathroom. Yeah. Right. So I waited out there and then I lit into him. I'm like, you're wearing all purple. You're the only different colored skin person on our team. No, it was not Riley Burt, if that's what you're wondering. No, he didn't do track. But I'm like, this is stupid. Now, if there's a big line at the bathroom, has a male gone to pee in the sink before? Probably, but should you? No, you'd be an idiot. So that's,
Did Darius not? I thought he like threw the disc or
no. Darius was too cool to do track.
how do we know if it's
Oh, wait.
How did I get the exact same number I did last time?
If you did, then I'm amazing.
That's.
Are they?
Was it
Are you serious?
No, is it Woods Cross?
Yeah, I got 11 questions.
And he just said, well, the line was too long and I had to go. I'm like, still, you look like an idiot.
When Tolman said 8 at first, I thought my answer was wrong.
Yo,
I got 11 choices.
okay. How did we do here? Good. So we take essentially we take the KB and we multiply it by the initial, right? And we take the square root of it. Are we okay with like that? I didn't write all out, the algebra all out. What? That's what I'm here for. All right, and we get what? It makes up for that ugly 8. Really? Oh, 1009? Oh, right here. Okay. We'll just go here. Okay, well, that's convenient then. What do you do with this number? You negative log 0.001, which is, I'm going to say 3 because I'm lazy. Don't be offended, Judah. All right, it's a 3. And then what do I do with this number? $11. Actually, it's not. You're right. I apologize. There you go. Better? I love the.
Hey, whoa.
Oh, you're welcome.
Are you helping with?
I assumed, yeah.
Can you get the whoa in the notch?
No.
We're gonna all chant to and you're gonna come down and I'll throw it to you.
No. Thanks, though. Thanks for that. Okay, fire away, kids. You can do this. Is it exactly the same? No. It's different. It's built different. Okay. It does. I've been woeing for years. Bro, the woe. All right. I just made that up. Derek's kept me pretty hip for years.
Can you please hit the wall at the end?
I'll pray about it.
Yeah, David's just gonna hit the wall.
Oh, I already prayed and it's a no. I am excited for the dance. I will warn Grace right now. Unfortunately, it is awkward that your date's parents are there the whole time. Just ignore us. We're not looking or say like, okay, we'll look. Okay, you're good. That's Derek's date to prom. Poor kid. Poor you, not him. I've had a rough day. A do would help because I'm running on diet.
You're running on diet? Diet? Which student would you want me to take with me now? Send back up with a dude.
Judah. Wow. All of you want to leave my room? I felt bad yesterday, Coop. We were doing long jump and apparently the other team scored a goal, but everyone cheered. So I was like, nice. And Olivia Godfrey, she's like, that's the other team. I'm like, okay, my bad. I'll bet. All right, are you focused? I'm sure you are. This is the truth. I was trying, half my team are soccer girls. So I was trying to act like I knew what I was doing. Yeah, I was trying to let them know that I appreciate soccer. Then I looked like an idiot. Do you know Olivia Keaton's? Godfrey.
Oh, isn't she a freshman?
She seems like a pretty nice kid.
Isn't she a freshman?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like really good at basketball, I think. Too. Once we get to come, isn't she a feedback for sister?
Yeah.
Is Karen right now?
Kieran Kohler. Yeah, she's our best by a lot.
Okay, why don't you do 10 raised to the negative?
Mhm. All right, who's willing to write stuff on the board? Thanks, Judah. I like your shirt. What is it, like a band or something?
It's Nirvana.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I didn't want to look stupid in case I was wrong. Yeah, I have a history. Yeah, you write as much as you want. Just write with your finger. Yep. It's kind of fat. Do you want to make it thinner? Yeah, you got to reach high and hit the right below it. Nope. Oh, oh. There you go. And then that's your sleeve that made that, and that's your notebook. It's harder than it looks. All right, I got that right. That's the only one I did in my head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I couldn't do the rest of the math in my head.
I thought you've been doing this for years.
Yeah, because I'm dumb.
I don't think it's that.
It just randomly does that. I have no idea why. It's the most expensive thing I've ever owned that is the most buggy. Well, never mind. I owned a Dodge. If you had to guess how much that costs. Well, that's actually too high. I look at it and think that was probably around like $1,500, but it was $8.
It was what?
$8.
Wow, that was pretty close.
It was $8 with taxes.
Do you have Apple TV hooked up to it?
Yeah, I have an Apple TV that I do connect to it once in a while, but it's not dependable. Everything I own is not very dependable, except for
Except for your children.
$8,000.
Except for your children, they're dependable, right?
What?
I said these children are dependable.
How's Grace doing?
So far, I've got the same answer.
Do you need a stool? Wait a minute. You can't go to the dance with my son anymore.
Can you take a picture today? Because I'm happy. With his elbow on my head.
That's
It was a short hate
that's
crime.
super relatable to Arbuckles.
It was a short hate crime. It's my grandpa's fault it's short.
Probably someone else's fault that you.
Keith? Ken.
Yeah, no, my dad didn't. So
Oh, whoa, that was weird.
my dad is super tall. So he's not
Jeff was moderately tall, if I remember right.
he's great.
Kind of tall.
So weird that maybe like.
His kids are grown.
Okay, sorry, focus.
My sister is 5'2" and I'm 6'2". Actually, she might be like 5'1".
It more depends on your mom's side.
Is that right? 10 to the negative 19?
Yeah, it's
It doesn't feel right to me either, but with my numbers I made up, that must be it.
I have an average size forehead.
She's left-handed. How come I've never noticed that? No, I knew it. Never mind. She does her notebooks backwards. No, when you start your notebooks in a different place. Okay, we agree with most of those. Bennett? Where'd you get what number?
I don't know. I just wrote it down. I think it's the POH. Wait. No. So that's the concentration of OH. So that's the 10 to the negative.
3.89.
Should I? Yeah.
She gets this value from there. And do you know why? She didn't just make it up. Like,
Yeah, because it's your OH you want to find.
right. So your OH concentration is the inverse log of the negative POH.
Do I do another problem?
Oh, yeah, we can. Yes. Okay. Raise your hands if you did okay on these. Oh, really? Only 2 people? 3? Whew.
I just switched from all the tables.
Wait, are we recording today?
Yeah, we've been recording the whole time. Yes, sir. Because this thing's dumb. It gives me Arial or Comic Sans, so I just must have hit that instead of that. It's fine. I'm not a fan of it. Do you want it just like this again? Here, let's do another one. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Because that way I won't have to. All right, so we'll say a 0.15 at a POH of 1.92. What's the rest of that? Ready, go. There's a human behind there. I caught him. And he would have got away with it if it wasn't for the meddling kids. Okay. Yes. That was weird though. I literally just looked and there was a hand.
I'm part of the human infested.
Yes, you are.
Are you gonna call the janitor?
I'm gonna call your mom if you don't do this problem.
What? I'm excited. Tomorrow is the signing day for like to sign up for classes. Yep.
I'm hoping exactly 0 people sign up for AP. That'll make my decade. Very few people want to work hard in AP anymore.
These are the only kids in the whole grade that signed up for AP chemistry. Funnest class ever. This is it. At least wow, we're a bunch of idiots.
That's big.
Oh man, I'm gonna. No, this is gonna be funny if it works out. This would be the dumbest thing I've ever done, but it might be funny.
Wait, why are we doing
You know
that?
you want them stuff too.
He's Perry the Platypus.
You like that?
It's over my nose.
Innovative.
Ooh, you still haven't done the equation yet. This is why I'm gonna be able to make fun of you. Yeah, well, every time I come to this class, I'm just like,
But you're the weird one.
I give myself a lot of pain. I decided to watch the videos. And I did too before we did.
yeah, is that the way you?
Bunch
make
of
it
1.75, 1.75.
I did that shit too.
1.75.
Yeah.
I've actually fallen asleep to your voice a couple times too.
Who hasn't? Let's be real.
I could have a couple
I
times.
don't think I have. I have not. I've sat there with my phone and I turned Davison's voice up and I was like,
Like, you can still understand. Speak very,
I don't know how many times I need to say that. But
All right, Bennett, I'm going to show a picture. You may know who this person is, but you got to be quiet about it. No.
we should put some dictionary.
Okay, you guys about done? I'm not done with my stupid picture story here, though.
I'm done listening to this paper.
Cooper.
You ever just have a raging headache where it feels like you're like a split in two?
Yeah. Right now, for example.
You think you would be awake, right? And you're just so excited.
This is so stupid. Don't even worry about it. All right, who wants to write the answers up here? All right, come on up, Bennett. You write while I try and figure this thing out, because it's being dumb.
Do you want the, like, how they do it too?
Just tell them what you're doing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here we go. Bennett's going to teach.
How does that work? Take up so much space.
It's because you matter.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome, everybody.
Actually, we'll start with H.
Everything matters. It's not something
Well, you know,
Here we go. She got the pH was 12.08. Raise your hands if you got that right. Okay, good. She got that H plus was not an answer yet. She got it is 8.3 times 10 to the negative 13.
It sounds like you're speaking Polynesian.
Well, I am an announcer. I speak it a lot in this region. I love it.
I'm just.
Like I get paid to do that job.
Like that screw.
How we doing? 4.6 times 10 to the negative 24. Well, I really made these small, but that's okay because they're bases, so the A should be really small. I didn't realize she was wearing it in Seattle. I no way support or condone the Seattle Seahawks based on having her in the front of this room. Just so you know.
That's okay. This isn't even my shirt.
Yeah. Did we get 8.32 times 10 to the negative 13 on the other one? All right, so she rocked it as usual. Okay,
First time I've gotten it right.
good job. Let me see if this works. Oh, are you serious? Okay, you can't say who this is if you know who this is. I made this meme real fast for you registering people.
I know what you
I
said.
think AP Chem sounds
You're
fun.
gonna have this is the registering thing.
No, this is just you guys. This is everyone thinking, oh, this will be fun, because everyone thinks high jump would be fun, right? Hopefully. Oh, you stupid thing.
No, high jump doesn't count. And then it's all.
Like everybody knows everything
Who is this?
I was
sucks.
wrong.
Straight on the pole.
Oh, he destroyed his back on that pole.
Who is that?
It doesn't matter who it is. It's not there. I probably could find them, but no, no. Anyway, like there was two freshmen, one freshman and one sophomore that thought, I'll try high jump yesterday. And both of them just, they're going to have like purple lines across their back. Oh, I don't know what Jamie just said, but moving on. It took 7 minutes for a male to make the first jump.
For real? Oh my god.
There's like 4 of them that don't really belong there, but that doesn't stop them. But that bar, landing on the bar, that's why we put the bar out yesterday, because the bungee doesn't hurt. It's time for some of them to realize maybe they're not very good at it. And not being mean, we're trying to save their lives. Right, Fabian? You could have died.
Yeah,
Okay.
but mine was, I never did it, I never hit the pole. The problem was where the mat was placed.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, I don't know if
That
I
was
did that.
my issue.
Okay.
Because I made it over the pole. The issue was when I came down.
You needed a much wider and deeper mat. My fault. Okay. Hey, here's a relationship. You land on your back.
The issue is, when you jump over the pole, you're supposed to land over here. But baby lands over here.
He's too big brain to do it the old school way. Like, well, wow, that was kind of violent, but whatever. Okay. I think I've lost all control. Here we go. Hey, it turns out KA and KB are related to each other. This is another way to slice up the same pie. So it says KA and KB are related in this way. KA times KB equals KW. Right. So KW is always the same number. It is 1 times 10 to the negative 14. Therefore, if you know one of them, you can calculate the other. Now, we already did it a different way, but this is just another way to do the whole thing. It's quicker. So if you know KA, you divide that number by it, and that's KB. You don't have to find POH and then do that X squared over initial. You don't even need the initial. Everything all right? My wife. She's a good little artist.
Wait, your wife painted that thing.
She drew it. It's Prismacolor. Me and Einstein. She's a very gifted artist, musician, and it's okay, Cooper. I know she's hot.
I'm so tired of you.
Okay, here we go. He doesn't. No, you're not. Okay, here we go. reactions of anions with water. We've talked about this a tiny bit, but here we go. Anions are bases. What is an anion?
It means it has one.
There we go. It's a negative atom. Negatively charged, technically. Right. It can be a thing. All right. It's a negative thing. So an ion, a polyatomic ion, they act as bases. So think about why. A base would be like OH minus, or sorry, an anion is OH minus. Why would it act like a base? Because it's going to grab H plus. If it removes H plus, that means the balance of H plus and OH minus shifts, and you have OH minus in excess, and you have a base. So hydroxide is not the only base, though. We have Cl minus. That would act as a base, except for it's the conjugate base of what? HCl, which is on the list of strong acids. So this is a base, but it's basically got a KB that's in the millions. Shut up. It's not going to cause the pH to change at all. Oh man, this kid. All right, maybe this is what I've done. I've made the class so easy that you don't have to pay attention when you're here. So maybe I just don't post videos. Then we watch your grades go. Oh, please, 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 please.
Cooper admits that the only reason why he's doing good in this class is the video.
Well, the only reason he's doing good is because he's studying.
Well, I'm still learning. Yeah,
Okay, here we go. So listen, anions act as bases. Here we go. Reactions of cations with water. A little different here. Cations with acidic protons like NH4 plus will lower the pH of a solution. That would sort of make sense. If I add something acidic, the pH gets lower, which means it becomes more acidic. Most metal cations that are hydrated in solution also lower the pH of the solution. Okay, so these are a little bit tricky here, and they're not on the test. The hydrated means like we have a NaH. When they react, they grab the OH, they split up. So it is reducing the OH, which means it becomes more acidic. But hydrated metals, you don't need to worry much about that. Now, I don't know. There's not a ton on this slide you need to stress about.
Can it just be said with the opposite? Like anions with basic protons increase the pH.
Yeah, which is what we just said. We didn't say it that way. We said it increases the pH, but that's the same idea. Okay. Now, an attraction between by non-bonding electrons. It wasn't entertaining. You were hoping